Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, you see it all the time. Older men with younger women, but the tide is changing. Now we're starting to see much older women with much younger men. And my guests today say they're in love with these younger men, but their families and their friends just won't accept it, and they see it differently. So please welcome Apple to the show. Apple, you're upset about something. You're upset about something your mother's doing. What are you upset about?
Well, Montel, my mom, that I now call Debbie, because she doesn't deserve the title as mom, because she doesn't want to be a mom.
That was a mouthful.
You asked.
Okay.
She's dating a guy who's 1 year older than I am.
1 year older than you? How old are you?
Yeah, 23.
23. How old is your mom?
42.
42. So wait a second, but you just said it's because of this that she doesn't deserve to be called a mom?
It's because of, she lives an hour away, and he lives by me. And when she comes down to Toledo, she spends like, I don't know, 5 minutes, half hour at my house and spends the whole rest of the weekend with Mike.
Well, it should be.
And I have a baby, and she, you know, won't even let anybody call her grandma. She was working at a company with a friend of mine, and that friend said that my mom had gone, oh, you know, I heard it through the grapevine. She said, oh, that Mike guy's pretty cute. I could have a fling with him. So I thought, oh, this is great. You know, it'll get her over this other guy that she was dating. And so I told Mike this. And so
you set Mom up.
Yeah.
You went back and told little Mike.
I did.
My mom's got the huts for you. And matter of fact,
he said, I've had a crush on her since kindergarten.
And
so we went to the beach the next weekend, and lo and behold, they've been together for over a year.
But wait a minute. It would have been okay with you if Mom had hooked up with Mike for a month or two.
Yeah, I mean,
just used him and kicked him to the curb.
I just wanted her to get over the other guy, and Mike was all for it.
So it was okay that she was using Mike.
It was.
But when she fell in love with Mike, you had a problem.
Yeah.
Now, you have to explain this, because I'm sorry, how does that make her not a good mom?
Now that I'm 23 and have my own family, and I want her to be my mom, because I want her to be a grandma, and I want her to be a role model, and I want to be able to know that I'm
What does this
raising
mean?
my
Is she
son
supposed to sit
right.
around someplace in a huff waiting for you to call?
No, but she could come visit when she's in town.
And maybe right now Mom's happy about the fact she's got a boyfriend, some love in her life, and she's just happy that finally somebody's not... Let's find out from her. Please welcome Apple's mom, 42-year-old Debbie, to the show, and her 24-year-old boyfriend, Mike. Hey, Mom. How are you? Oh, Mike, have a seat. You sit in the middle. I'll put Mike in the middle. Have a seat.
Oh, sure. You in the middle.
Oh, yeah, I'm putting you in the middle. Of course, you're in the middle of this.
Man, you tell me about it.
So, I'm sorry. I don't quite, first off, I'm looking down the end of this row, and I don't see that much of an age difference between the two of them anyway. So, that's the beginning. I don't know. Mom, what do you say about this? She's been giving you a hard time now for, what, a year? 2 years?
Almost a year.
Almost a year? And is her attitude going to affect the two of you at all?
Well, it has.
It has? In what way?
Well, we fight a lot, and we shouldn't be fighting like we do. So.
And you like the fighting to stop?
Yeah.
And so how are we going to do? How will the fighting stop? Only if she kicks Mike to the curb.
She could. I don't know. I mean, I don't want her to give up the man that she loves, but I want her to act her age.
What do you think about all this hard time there, Mike? I mean, you just got involved and took her out.
We were hanging out one day, and Apple says, you know, Mike, my mom's got a thing for you. I'm like, well, what is it? She's like, no, my mom's got a thing for you. What is it? She's like, my mom's got the hots for you. I'm like, well, you know, so we, went out a couple times, and Apple called me up a couple days later, and she's like, at first this was going to be a fling, but I think my mom wants more than just a fling. She's like, how do you feel about that? I was like, well, we're just going to have to take it day by day and see how it happens.
Stop right there. Did you hear this? She calls up and asks him. And talks about how Mom feels. Like the roles are reversing. It sounds more like you keep saying she needs to act like a mom. You're trying to be a mom, but go ahead.
And then we just been together ever since. And me and Apple, we never have a problem with each other. It's just these two bicker back. And we're like, she told me, she's like, it's nothing against you, Mike. She's like, I just,
And I don't
want my mom to be
with
someone else, kind of.
Apple. I do. And the reason I don't spend a lot of time at her house, I think, is because of the tension between us.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension between them.
How do we bring this to an end? Are you ready to tell Mike it's time to call this relationship off?
No.
Are you ready to acquiesce because your daughter wants this to be over?
No.
So then somebody in this group has got to get a grip. And I'm looking at the stage trying to figure out who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Let me take a break. We'll be back right after this.
And what about when they're practically having sex in front of me? I mean, this is my mom. Okay, they make out in front of me. They flaunt it all over the place. You should hear some of the stuff that they talk about.
If I was with somebody who was my age,
I still don't want
40.
you to be having sex in front of me. You're my mom.
Well, I know, but I don't think that's what this is all about. I think you're so worried that Michael's not going to take care of me because he's your age.
I'm the mother. I raised you. You're not raising me. And obviously, you're the one that needs to grow up and then realize that I love him. And an older man could hurt me just as easily as a younger man. It's not any